Hello, this is TurboDog702 for the Castlevania Symphony of the Night Any Percent tutorial. I'm going to be covering in this video the first few thoughts that I have concerning the bloodline section of the Any Percent. That is basically the prologue, where you play as Richter Belmont fighting against Dracula. Some of the things that I would like to cover right off the bat are we have certain goals that we are trying to achieve here. This is going to be a multi-part video describing the intro in as much detail as I can manage without making it too overly complicated. Okay, the first thing that you need to understand is that the speed at which we kill Dracula, what items we have when we finish killing him, how many hearts we've collected, and our general ability to fight him will greatly influence the stats and items that we start off with as Alucard. Okay. The goals that we are trying to achieve are to kill Dracula in under 42 seconds without getting hit. We are also trying to obtain the items that are necessary for each of the runs depending on what type of run you are trying to do, or what type of method you are trying to use for the death skip, which will be covered in another video. It should be noted that the timing starts after 9 seconds from the name input screen on PlayStation X, the first PlayStation, and after 2.5 seconds on the Xbox 360, the Xbox Live Arcade version. So, if I go into the game, so basically, I am on a PlayStation X emulator. I am using a genuine copy of the Soten game, which I am playing inside of my computer. I'm basically going to start the run, and I'm going to start as Richter Belmont. Now, I'm not going to do too much about the route and how I'm going to do it, but I wanted to explain certain things about it. Okay, so I start up the game, and I want to work on kind of the structure of the intro. Okay. Oh yeah, the 9 seconds and 2.5 seconds are assume you're mashing, skip on that little intro video. Okay. So this is where you start off in the prologue. Now I'm going to describe a few sections of here so that we can quickly reference them for use in the other videos where I actually discuss the route more. Okay, this is what we'll refer to as the staircase. We could say that this is like the atrium or the opening. This is we'll call this the urn room, I guess. Or the entrance. And this we'll call the roof room. Okay? It actually extends further up than that, but we'll have to cover that at another time. Note that you can reach the roof room by actually just going straight through the top of the roof. Normally in the game, they expect you to knock open that and hit that secret switch, and a staircase comes down. But you actually don't need to do that at all. You can actually just, uppercut through it like I did before. So I'm going to restart again so that that's closed up again. I just figured I'd throw in that since that's kind of something that a lot of people don't know and it's quick. So once again, this is the staircase. This is, we'll call this like the opening or the atrium. This is, we'll say, the urn room or the table room. This is the roof or the ceiling or the attic, whatever you want to call it. And then ahead is the throne room. Okay, this is the throne room. We are currently watching the cutscene. It should be noted that we are referring to the cutscene specifically in certain ideas inside of this. Okay? So, we have the staircase, the entrance, the roof, the ceiling, or the attic, whatever you want to call it. The urn room, and then the throne room, which contains the cutscene trigger. Also, what we will be referring to is that Dracula has two forms. His human form will be called Phase 1, or his human form, and Phase 2 is his huge demon form, which will either come in form. All right, so some really basic things. Some things that you can know about the outcomes of the intro. I mentioned that depending on what you do inside of the intro, it affects Alucard's stats and his items when he starts. There are a few ones that are particularly important to us. If you do not get hit, you get additional health, which is why we want to try to not get hit. If you kill him in under 42 seconds, you get the max amount of bonus stats to Alucard. This is only possible if you have a clear file and can skip cutscenes, which is why it was important that I mentioned that you have a cleared file inside the first of these videos. Some of the other outcomes of the intro. If you have over 40 hearts, so 41 hearts or above, when you start the Dracula cutscene trigger, then when you start as Alucard, you will have a neutron bomb in your inventory. If you have 0 hearts at the end of the Richter portion of the game, you will also start with a heart refresh. So those aren't mutually exclusive. So for example, you could get 41 hearts and not clear out your hearts at the end of the fight and only get the neutron bomb. You could have less than 41 hearts, clear out all of your hearts and get the heart refresh. Or you could do 41 plus hearts and end with 0 and get both of the items. Another thing to note, if you die as Richter inside of this and Maria must revive you, you get very low stats, but you get access to a potion as Alucard. I'll kind of show that off here as well. If you have the holy water or cross equipped when you kill him, which you should because you'll have access to the holy water, and that's how you're going to kill him, you get more MP and more hearts, but that's kind of irrelevant. The big things that we want here, we want to kill Dracula in under 42 seconds. We want to have 0 hearts at the end of the fight. And then if you're trying to do the neutron bomb death skip, you want to have collected at least 41 hearts before the cutscene with Dracula. So what is the cutscene with Dracula that I'm mentioning? Well, the cutscene begins right when that happens, when Richter starts walking towards him and says this line. So you want to have 41 hearts before that. So real quick, I'm going to die to Dracula as well, just to illustrate this point. I mentioned that Maria can come and revive you. Basically, there's absolutely no way that you can lose this part of the run. It's 100% impossible, unless you like crash the game or just don't play. So I'm purposely going to kill myself here. Actually, I should probably go to the next form so it happens faster. Okay. I just did that so that he'd kill me quicker, because I'm tired of looking at him. So, as you can see, if I do die by a miracle, Maria comes out, resurrects me, makes me invincible. There's no way that I can possibly die now. See? I literally can walk through them and nothing will happen. See? And then I can finish the intro. So you'll notice that time that I died and I got over 41 hearts, but I did not end with 0 hearts. So unless I don't understand fully about the intro, I should have access to the neutron bomb and a potion. But dying could modify that. If you do complete this correctly too, you should have access to 80 HP and 10 hearts, not 70. So I'll look inside my inventory, and you'll see that I have a potion and a neutron bomb, as I mentioned before. So, once again, just to go over it one more time really quick, our goals inside of the prologue are to kill Dracula in under 42 seconds. There's a timer delay of 9 seconds on PlayStation X and 2.5 on Xbox if you're mashing through the cutscene at the beginning, and that starts from when you press start on the name input screen. In order to get some of the items, you need 41 plus hearts before the Dracula cutscene in order to get the neutron bomb. You need 0 hearts at the ending of it for the heart refresh. If you die, you get a potion. And those are the main things that I wanted to cover inside this video itself. Also remember the structure of the prologue, that there's a staircase, there's the entrance or the atrium, the urn room or the table room, whatever you want to call it, the roof or the attic or the ceiling, whatever name you want to use for that, and then there's the throne room or the Dracula chamber, which has the cutscene trigger in it. All right, but that'll do it for this intro to the intro, as it were. We'll be covering the 2 methods that I know of, and maybe I'll find a couple more, that you can actually do the intro to be able to start the game when you're doing the death skip using spells or doing the death skip using the neutron bomb skip. But for now, that'll be the end of this. I'm TurboDog702 for the Castlevania Symphony of the Night Any% tutorial.